See what I did there? I let it go all the way.
Hey, I
did. I thought it was fantastic.
Thanks. You know,
I was watching that intro and remembering that portion of it where we were at Ozark. And I remember standing there talking to you guys, or you and Jim, and I looked over my shoulder and like, what the hell is this creeper doing with a camera? And then I realized it was Fro.
Yeah.
So,
well, if you look at me, you see I'm like, oh, I'm getting out of the way. Nope.
Yeah.
Not me.
Nowhere to go.
Not today. No pictures. No pictures, please. Thank you.
No pictures.
No.
Camera's shy.
Well, you got a different angle.
Yeah, it's because I got a secret project going on that. Yeah, that side of the shop over there.
Perfect.
What's the deal with me having stuff I got to keep secret? Am I a side chick?
Yeah.
Am I the guy that does side work that nobody wants? I can't talk about. Whatever.
You act like you don't like it. You're fine with it.
I do. I love it. It makes me happy. I'm like, I got something really cool I'm working on, but I can't tell you. But I'm gonna give you a little picture and all. Like, look, nope.
Yeah.
Last time I
was tell you, it's over there. Yeah.
The only hint I'm gonna give is what's on the floor.
Yeah, that's true. That is a hint.
That's it. That's all you get. I'll share it later. Once it debuts. Yeah. Once it debuts again.
We're gonna cover one of your debuts tonight. Last time I was at your house, that car was immovable. It was a brick.
No mo.
Not anymore. Why is that?
That Terminator action. But that Terminator, boss. It's crazy, man. I had that deal pretty much all installed other than some of the final wiring. You came over, and I was like, oh, Fro's going to come over. We've already done this once. The main harness was already repinned how I needed it to be from the first time when you did the install. And you show up and, hold on, let me sit and think about this. And I was like, oh, no. What? This isn't going how I thought it was going to go. I thought he was going to walk in, but yep, I remember. And bam. Luckily, I took pretty good notes.
Yes, you did.
Holly book. You had to look something up. It went pretty easy, man. It went smooth, and everything works. I had one issue where it was idling funny, and I couldn't get the idle to level out. I had to change the IAC to get that, to open the blades up a little bit, get it to start without giving it any throttle. And once that was fixed, I struggled with it to the point where I even threw in the spare ECU. And I felt really dumb because I never did the auto TPS reset after I changed IAC. Once I did that, bam, cool as a cucumber. It drives so good, man. You know what my AFRs now were at cruise? 13.6, 13.7, boy. Just money. Yeah. Ain't gonna kill you if you're behind me now.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It was the only thing that really threw me off is we had basically repinned the map sensor wiring.
Yeah, for the oil
pressure sensor, and when we sent it back to get it repaired, they put a whole new harness in the throttle body, and I had forgot that they had put a whole new harness in the throttle body, and had to look up the diagram on that.
Well, I told you, I said there's a brand new bright green map sensor plug on the end. I'm like, man, it wasn't bright green before. I said and then it came to us that whole harness was replaced.
Yeah.
It's working good now. Everything seems pretty money, pretty good. I'm taking it back to the tuner just so he can go over everything. It does have one issue still. When I stomp it, it still does it doesn't want to go. But now that everything's fixed in the unit, I think he'll be able to tune that out of it.
Good.
You know what I mean? I don't think he could fix it before because it was having issues. But
and going back through it gave us a really good opportunity to clean up some of the wiring and move some things around to where they're in a little bit of a safer area.
Yeah, I spent some time to make things nice and clean and wrapped everything, and it's much better, way better than it was. Hopefully,
And I
for the-
love the mounting on the ECU because you can see the LEDs on the ECU.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I sent you a picture, and I'm like, man, is he gonna think this is stupid? But I wanted to get it away from the MSD box.
Absolutely.
I wanted to get it where I could see the LEDs on the ECU because that's codes. If there's an issue, you can look at that and see what's going on. Before I'd have to open a glove box and look down and look in there. Now it's right on the dash, you know. So pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Like I said, everything's functional, everything works. Spins tires.
So have you been out spinning tires all day?
No. I've been busy, man. Work and softball practice. Working on the
Top secret
over
project.
here. Yeah. It's actually pretty cool. I'm excited to share it when it's done. It's cool if you're into
Cool stuff.
Route 66 stuff, right?
It's
I can
true.
say that, right?
It's true.
That goes right along with Route 66, doesn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
No,
John,
no.
we had a little pre-show fist fight the other night and kind of discussed some things. And are you going to be making some changes to your suspension, or are you going to leave that alone?
Oh, I'll probably keep trying things. I'll probably drop the front of the ladder bars before I go again.
Now, what exactly does that do? Like, I don't understand. You guys were talking back and forth about the whole process. I have no idea how that would change anything. It doesn't make any sense to me.
So if you're wanting to learn about suspension, the best thing to do from what I've done,
Yeah.
is you go to Kevin. Is it Kevin Smith?
KSR, Kevin Smith Racing YouTube channel.
Not Cleaters, Kevin. What's his name?
His name's Kevin Smith too.
Okay, and then it's not Kevin Smith. I've messed this up before.
Kevin Wilson.
Kevin Wilson. That's it right there.
Kevin Wilson Racing.
Go check out Kevin Wilson, and he breaks stuff down and explains how
Yeah.
forlings, ladder bars, leaf springs. He explains how all that works. He tells you where to take measurements. He gives you links to calculators to put all your information in to tell you where you need to set your stuff up. Blah blah blah. He's
Basically-
very very informative.
And I think his information is what led me down the whole just go with a ladder bar setup because it's easy, allegedly, hard to get yourself in trouble, and you're just like point the front of the ladder bar down for less bite, more forward motion. With the ladder bar up, more bite, hit the tire harder.
Basically, what I was getting at was me and John talked about how his car acted, shared some videos, and then I thought about it for like 3 days straight. Yeah, you know what I mean? It was weird. So all I was saying to John was like, man, I'm not telling him what to do. You're a grown ass man. Do what you want. What I would do if I were you is I would make a change, give yourself some less anti-squat, because when John launches, no matter the RPM, from 25 to 4,500, man, he flattens that slick. It's almost rim on the ground. You know what I mean? So, and then it's bringing the front up really fast, and then he's kind of bunny hopping. He's using all this energy to push down instead of go forward. So I said, man, just lower that anti-squat percentage and see if you can get the car to move forward. Maybe get a little bit of tire, wheel speed, a little bit of tire spin out of there, and see what happens. It's an adjustment on the ladder bars, right? It's not that big of a deal to do.
No, you just
right. So
move the front end down and then adjust the pinion angle back to good. And
I mean, for where you're at with where your car's at, that's not a big deal.
It would probably help because I probably need to raise the back end of the car up a tickle anyway, so that it's a weird combination having to find the right suspension adjustments for both trailer towing and a good 60 foot.
See, so you almost have to. You're almost going to have to change your suspension around during drag and drives.
I
know what I mean?
Yeah.
To perform the best of both of those.
Yeah. The other thing I could do if I I don't know, is one, more tire pressure, and two, tightening up the rear shocks.
Yeah.
But I think getting closer needs to be with the bar adjustment.
Yeah.
I think the fine tuning would come with tire pressure, and
Yeah.
it needs to not crush the tire so hard,
man, because it flattens them out. It squashes
Yeah.
them.
Well, it sounds like you got an idea on which direction you're wanting to go then.
Oh no, I don't know shit, and I can prove it. Just ask me something.
Hit me. Watch
Hit
this.
me. Yeah.
That's why I started this out with. Go to Kevin Wilson YouTube channel. That dude knows his stuff. And like I said, I like him because he has a dry erase board, and he draws it out and makes it very elementary. Elementary. You know what I mean?
Elementary.
Simple.
Makes it simple for fellas like myself.
He dumbs it down, eh?
Yeah. But it also sucks because he's like, if you're making any kind of power, don't waste your time with anything else. You need double adjustables front and rear. Man, I don't have money for double adjustables on a corner, let alone all four.
You know? Luckily, I'm not making any power, so that
I don't make any power. Turns out I don't need that stuff.
I can settle for some 90-10s, way.
Hey, that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
For sure.
So speaking of YouTube stuff, I have to ask you guys: have you been keeping up with Vice Grip Garage's build on that 34 Ford truck?
I start 35. Right?
35. Thank you.
I started watching it today, and I've been avoiding watching it because I was like, I don't know, but I'm glad I started it because it's a cooler deal than I thought.
It is a cooler deal than I thought. Did you watch him pull the motor?
Not yet. I haven't made it there.
Oh my goodness.
My tubing's been kind of quarantined down to stuff I can listen to.
Yeah, I get that.
I don't have much watching time.
Does he use a forklift to pull the motor out though?
Yes.
Okay. What's wrong with that? Hangs it probably 20 feet in the air.
It's funny you mentioned that. Yes, that is one of the things that kind of.
Do you know why I said that?
Why?
Because that's what we would do.
Yeah.
The whole thing. This is where I'm going with this. The whole thing is what we would do. Because the engine hangs up 4 or 5 times, the truck falls off the jack stands. Like everything that can go wrong goes absolutely wrong.
I mean, I like to think we would do something right.
Dude, I'm pretty good on a forklift. I'm pretty confident.
But just watching it, it's one of those things. They caught the valve cover on a master cylinder. He forgot to disconnect the shift linkage. Like there's 7 different places where that thing went completely south. And all I could think the entire time was what I was watching it was, man, that looks like some stuff we would do. That's bad.
It's not bad. Just what we would do. It's not right.
You were smiling when I mentioned YouTube, Bo. You got something to go with there?
No, I thought you were going to bring up pudding. Doherty, pudding hater.
F pudding.
I like pudding. Holy crap. Speaking of pudding, did you watch the episode where they hooked up to the Toyota camper and tried ripping the camper part off of it?
Also something I completely expect to be us doing.
That's awesome. The way that he was laughing when that whole truck flipped on its side, dude, got me tickled. I started laughing about it too.
So,
that's hilarious.
So for anybody who hasn't watched that episode, he decides to run a yank strap through. So it's a 1-ton Toyota camper.
Like a 91 or 92.
Yeah, it's got the overhead sleeping compartment. It's like a big camper. And he decides to run a yank strap through it and then pull the camper section off with another vehicle.
They're going to turn this Toyota into a flatbed. That's the goal. It's the
It does not go as planned.
Whole truck flips on its side. So then they're like, while we're here, let's go ahead and just cut away a bunch of junk while it's on its side.
This is handy. Happy accident.
It's pretty funny. And the camper part saved the fender from getting wadded up. The fender actually
It's
never touched
true.
the ground.
The cab never hit the ground. Now the mirror hit the ground.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
It is.
Anyway.
It is funny. And John, I realize that I have personally attacked you, so you may now retaliate.
Oh,
He already did.
Yeah.
Oh, just F pudding. That's all we're getting.
Yeah.
He said it. He don't even like pudding pops.
I don't like
Bill
Bill
Cosby.
Pops. I don't like Bill Cosby. I don't even think that I'm gonna eat like that good banana pudding with the vanilla wafers in
Oh
it.
no,
I
that's
don't
why
even know that I'm
run.
gonna eat that anymore. That's how against pudding I am. F pudding.
I love pudding. As a matter of fact, I've always had this. I got this bucket list car. I have a bucket list car, bro.
This goes back a solid 25, 30 years.
I
Yeah.
want an 82 Cadillac Eldorado 2-door with 500 pounds of pudding in the trunk in snack pack form, 250 vanilla, 250 chocolate on either side. That's what I want.
And
A sticker on the back that said "Pimpin' ain't easy. Proof is in the pudding." That's it. That's the dream, baby. Fat boy dream.
that car is gonna happen.
And it's got to be brown. I want it brown. Not like a cool root beer brown, a factory brown.
Like the original tan that was on the side of your car.
Oh, yeah. That's what I need. I need that in my life at some point.
Oh, hell. Was there anything else I personally attacked you guys on that we need to cover?
No.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I'll remember later, I bet.
It's funny because I called Bo shortly before we started recording, and I was like, he didn't answer. He calls me back, and he goes, "What's up, man?" And I go, "I can't for the life of me remember why I called you." And I said, "It's going to hit me halfway through the show." It has not hit me yet, so we're good. So let's talk about one of Bo's secret projects.
Not a secret no more.
Not a secret no more. So this was the first iteration.
Yeah, that's the Miami body that we knew was going to be in bad shape.
Bang, bang.
That's it. That's the only kangaroo monster truck body on the planet. There's not another one. That's it.
Well,
I mean, there's another one, but Devin owns it.
yeah, okay.
And it's painted
I
right
thought
now.
you painted too.
It's already painted and it's on his truck already.
Yeah,
It's ready for the next show.
looking good.
So Bo put a lot of time and effort and work, and
This one was just all I did to this one was it came all brown. So then what they did is they tinted the gel coat brown instead of usually it comes in white, right? So they tinted it brown so we didn't have to lay down a base coat. So all I did was I think I painted one of them. He had already did the nose in black with the gel coat too, but I don't remember if it was this one or the other body. But either way, I put a single stage paint on the boxing gloves because everything was brown. And then we cut on the teeth and a bunch of shadowing, airbrushing, which Brady did. Honestly, majority of that. I did the teeth. That's about it. And all the stuff on the nose.
Is seeing out not important for a monster truck driver?
So it turns out the eyeballs are like a mesh. You can actually see out of it okay.
Oh, damn.
But the windshield on this truck, Devin was actually stoked about it. It's one of the biggest windshields he's ever had in a truck. He says he can see great.
Wow, really?
Yeah, yep.
yep. Not only that, but the body is a little narrower towards the front, and a lot of their view is out that front end.
Well, a lot of their view is see where obviously where the teeth are at. There's Lexan at their feet, and they look through the floor there.
So when you look when you look through the floor. Thank you to I did not get licensing for this, so Photogenic Photography, go give them a follow.
I think Devin actually knows this lady, is friends with her, so I don't think she's going to care that we're sharing her pictures.
I certainly hope not, because this picture pretty much captures exactly where everything went. The first, like, this is within the first 20 minutes, 30 minutes of being out there.
So yeah, they bring all the trucks out, announce everybody, introduce everybody, and then all the trucks, they do what like a 2-trick deal. They come out and do a couple tricks, and then
the skills competition.
Then they skills competition. They put the trucks up, and then they do the tough truck racing, and then they come out for a first round of racing. And this was first round of racing, and Devin was up by easily half a track. And this was just a freak accident. You know what I mean?
Now, if you'll look closely at the picture, you'll see the 4-link bars are all straight except for what looks to be one of them.
A quarter of a second after this, they're all bent.
The front end just folded up under the truck.
All the 4-link bars bent. Yeah. And all the front the shocks all bent in the front too.
So Bo's hard work became that.
That picture was from Friday night when I was there. This picture is from Saturday night when I didn't go. Devin sent this picture to me. It's like, oh, thanks. Thanks for the update.
So most generally, I go to the monster trucks. I enjoy going to the monster trucks.
He asked me where you were at.
He
said bro wasn't there. Where was he at? I said, man, he was supposed to be there Saturday.
Man,
you got some explaining to do.
Friday sucked because Friday I really wanted to go to cruise night in Commerce. I missed that. I wanted to go to the monster trucks. I missed that. Saturday, I wanted to get to town early so I could help Bo with the Terminator install. And then out of nowhere, my father-in-law all of a sudden needed to replace a hot water tank because his went out. So I went over, helped with the hot water tank. By the time I was done, I was just beat. I did not want to go anywhere. I didn't want to stand outside and sweat for 3 hours watching monster trucks. I was just shocked. Now, I wish I would have gone because I always do enjoy those shows. You went on Friday night, correct, Bo?
Yeah, they had 13 trucks at this year's event. 13 trucks.
That's a lot of trucks.
I don't know that I've ever seen. I don't know if there's ever been that many there in Miami. I will say this. I need to talk about this real quick.
Please.
I don't know what just happened. So whenever Devin wadded the front end of his truck up, I know Devin. Devin's just like me in a lot of things. So when he finally got drug around to the pits, me and my family weren't sitting very far from the pits, right, where he was at. I waited about 15 minutes to give him time before I walked over there to see if he needed any help. When I walked over there was already a couple of guys helping. But and honestly, I didn't expect Devin to say, hey, man, give me a hand. But he did. He's like, hey, Bo, grab me this. And I started grabbing tools out of the truck and grabbing stuff, just doing what I could do. Sat there and waited. Like, I know my role, you know what I mean, in that situation. Dude, within a couple minutes of me being over there was no joke, 10 to 12 other crew chiefs to the monster truck teams, just crew guys, other drivers, all running back to their trucks, grabbing parts, running back to them. Everybody in there sweating, bleeding, busting their asses to help him get his truck back together to make freestyle. Right? And I know we've talked about this. We've heard Devin, and we all know Devin's a really good dude, and he helps anybody out he can. We know that he's helped a lot of people in the pits. We always hear the stories how they help each other. I've never seen it up close and personal. Dude, the amount of help these guys give each other, they are a family, straight up. We always talk about drag and drive, as you guys talked about on the other show. That's all we ever talk about. We talk about how that's a big family, right? And everybody helps each other because they do. Not like this. It doesn't matter because they're not competing. Those guys get paid the same money whether they win or lose. I don't know if anybody knows that or not. They get paid the same. I think there may be bonuses if you do whatever. but for the majority, you get paid the same as long as you compete, as long as you finish. You know what I mean? But the amount of help and effort that all those other guys came over and put into helping Devin, not to sound cheesy or soft or whatever, but man, it was special. It was heartwarming watching how much those guys went out of their way to help. You know what I mean? They didn't have to do that. It was hot. You know what I mean? They were all dripping sweat, hurrying. You know, like I said, they were. It was a rush thing, and he went out there in 2-wheel drive, got it fired up just in time for his turn for freestyle. Got it in 2-wheel drive and went out and won freestyle Friday night. Put on a really, really good freestyle. So I wanted to bring that up because I don't think a lot of people hear about that kind of stuff. And it's really, really cool. I was really, really, really impressed.
I've been going to the monster truck since I was a kid.
Just a wee
And
lad.
I can remember way back when, and I can remember when Devin first started doing that. It was one of those things where you saw how much those guys came together after the show, because like as soon as it's like WWE, those guys are out there competing the entire night, and then as soon as the lights get turned off and everybody goes home, those guys are all hanging out together back in the back. Those guys are all, and that's it's crazy to see that in motorsports because it's supposed to be a competition. You're supposed to, at least halfway want the other guy to go out so you can win.
Yeah, not these guys.
Those guys do not at all.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have any pictures with the big tires on it.
Oh, yeah.
That's the new body. Now, did the ears and the tails survive?
Yeah, so the ears have a structure the inner structure's made out of PVC, and the PVC broke, but the ears themselves are fine. And the tail ripped off. The fiberglass part on the other body.
Yeah.
But the wrapped part, I think it made it through. I think it'll be fine. But I think this picture was, I just went up there and helped him put the body on, and then I'd left. I think it was shortly after I'd left. He took this picture. But
Most likely.
It's hard to tell, but this one's a little bit more time in the airbrushing, and then this is cleared. It looks really good in person. And the truck looks amazing rolling out on the track. You know what I mean? Even the body didn't have clear coat on it. The airbrushing that Brady did was awesome. It really, really looked great.
And what is the name of this thing?
It's Crush-A-Roo.
But what's the name of this thing? He had like a nickname for the kangaroo, didn't he?
Oh, Pogo.
What?
I love that.
Pogo's is his name.
I love it.
So I was talking to Devin. We were doing airbrushing stuff. I was like, man, it'd be cool. On boxing gloves, there's always something right, on the wrist part right here on the glove. There's always a tag or something to the brand of gloves or whatever. I was like, man, I said, what'd you name him? And Devin's like, man, I didn't give him a name. I was like, man, if you had a name, you could talk to Colby over at Allen Sign Studio and have him, print you out some vinyl, the name of the guy, or the kangaroo. So Devin started searching like catchy kangaroo names, and then he was just naming them off, and he said Pogo, and I'm like, oh man, that's it. And Devin's like, yep, I agree. That's the one. So Pogo it is. I think it's fitting, man.
It's easy to spell.
It fits on the glove real nice.
Fits on the glove real nice. Shake and bake. Pogo.
Way better than El Diablo.
El Diablo.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
All right. So that was your top secret project that we've not been able to talk about for the last 3 weeks?
Something like that. There's already another body in his shop that needs painted. You got 3. You got the Mama body that's tore up that I think he's going to try to patch back together to keep for next year's Mama body. Because he rolled it over, I think he said 4 times Saturday night. I don't know if he was trying to or not. I would say he probably was, but I don't know.
I
wish I should
saw
have went Saturday also.
I saw the video of his freestyle on Saturday night, and there was nobody on it.
No,
he just took it out as a cage. He just took it out there and ran it.
Yeah, it all got ripped off. There was nothing left.
Devin is a good driver, by the way. He's
No, Devin's a hell of a driver for sure.
he's just not very good with bodies.
His plan was to keep it nice on Friday night so the Saturday night crowd could see the new body. Because it's normally it's a lot of new people come in. A lot of people don't go both nights, right?
It's true.
Oh, that plan went to hell. The Saturday night people saw the body but no nose. So whatever.
Nice.
They got the idea.
Yeah, they got the idea. You can buy the t-shirts. The body's on the t-shirts.
It's true. It's true. I'm just trying to steal the kangaroo. That's my goal from now on. Wherever I wind up in the same place as him. He's got that little stuffed kangaroo he keeps with him.
Oh, he has a blow-up one too.
Oh God, no, I don't want that one. That's just there's negative connotations all over that.
I thought that's the one you were going for.
Yeah, me too.
No, I'm going for the stuffed one. I don't want anything to do with anything inflatable.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
All right, what else are we covering tonight before we get into goofy stuff? I think I had everything written down, but I can't remember
I don't know.
anything. Hold on.
I mean, we have not talked about Dragon Drive yet.
Oh no, we're not talking about that.
Well, and that's the way this
Hey.
week is what Hot Rod Power Tour and Six Summer.
Yes.
What's Six Summer?
Oh man.
I honestly don't know what Six Summer
It's
is. I don't know what the stops are. It's a Dragon Drive event.
Oh, okay.
In
Yeah.
Florida.
Is it in
what?
Florida?
No, it's in Michigan.
I was gonna say I thought it was
You don't go to Florida in the summer?
Let me see.
Come on, man.
Trying to find the schedule. Oh, okay, yeah. All right. Illinois, Iowa, Wisconsin, back to Illinois.
Okay, not
Okay.
Michigan.
All right.
we had
Sorry,
all
I
that
was-
time where we was looking away from the screen to simulate what we did the other night.
What were you guys doing when I wasn't looking? Did you take your shirt off again?
Did not have the pole out.
Oh, okay.
Actually, you did the night he's talking about, I do believe.
Yeah.
So we do the pre-show where we talk about what we're gonna do, what we're gonna talk about, and try to come up with how we're gonna make this all work.
And then
And
we
we're
don't
doing-
do it.
And then we end up going completely off the rails anyway and doing whatever we want. So Bo gets a visitor, and I don't know if Bo muted. Did you mute your computer?
Yeah, you guys were muted, but the screen was still up.
So the screen's still up. John's got his shirt up around his neck, dancing around with a jack handle like it's a pole.
This is a guy I went to high school with. Who's a couple years older than me. He was like a state champion wrestler in high school, and now he's a wrestling coach in Miami High. But it's out now. He's starting a wrestling program at Fairland schools. It was him and his wife, so they live down the road.
Well, I know that they were looking at us and you were looking at them.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But of all people to do that in front of, they're the coolest. I'm surprised they didn't point you at and start laughing, though. To be
There's a shirtless fat guy dancing on a pole on your computer. Not sure what you got going on here.
Things haven't changed since high school.
Still the same old guy. Well, that may be what we have to do because I think we have actually covered everything we needed to cover with the exception of Marketplace.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't want to bring up any drag and drive stuff.
If you got something to say, throw it out
Especially
there,
not-
John.
Especially now, like 2 weeks before the next one.
So hold on. In our defense, on the drag and drive stuff, number one, drag and drive's badass.
Yeah,
But number two,
it's like drag racing, only funner.
so but to be clear, I'm not sour about this for real.
No,
This is a chance to have fun with it, so I'm going to.
yeah,
John made some pretty good points because we had a conversation about this. He said, name
Okay.
one other sport that has grown as much as drag and drive has grown in the last 10 years. Go
true.
ahead. We'll wait.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's went
Not
from
just
like John said,
motorsport, like in general. Nothing.
it's from one drag and drive, two drag and drive to 50
30.
plus.
Yeah.
Is it 50 now? I think it's 50.
Oh, I don't
isn't it?
know.
Like nationwide across the year, I think it's 50. Well, I could be
I
lying.
can't count that high.
Yeah.
All I know is there's so dang many of them. You'd have to be. I mean, they're multiples going on at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, when you have Power Tour going on the same time as, which is
Yeah.
a huge deal. Power Tour is no joke. That's a
100%
bucket
agree.
list event for a lot of people. And then you have
I've been-
Sick Week going on, and it's packed too. I mean,
I've
something's
been
going
getting
right.
a bunch of Facebook reminder of what you were doing 7 years ago today pop-ups all week long. 7 years ago today, we were power touring it up.
Yes. And I have loved every one of those memories that's popped up on that because like you almost forget how cool it was. And then a memory pops up and reminds you that we hit a rainstorm and it leaked the entire time.
Oh yeah, everything we owned in that car was soaking wet. It was crazy. It was funny.
We might as
Just,
well have not had a windshield in the car.
I mean, the windshield was handy, but there was water coming in everywhere else.
Yes.
And then the whole inside of the car was fogged up because no heater box or anything. So I was over there like wiping. Like my whole job was to wipe the windshield.
While doing like 65 down an interstate trying to leave Hoover, Alabama.
Yeah.
Now, just to clarify for everybody else, I recorded a podcast with a couple guys that I've recorded with before, and there were some derogatory things said about Bo and John.
Which I like both of those guys. Just to be very clear.
You have met
I
both
really
of them.
do.
Yeah, they're good, dude.
But it's and it's funny because as soon as they released that episode, Steve called me and he's like, "Hey man, if they get mad at you, just call me."
What
Number
the hell is that
one,
gonna
hey, number one, we're not going to get mad. Number two, what are you going to do about it, Steve?
Exactly.
It's okay. We can bust balls. We're grown men. It's what we're good at.
Opinions are like Steve's. Everybody has one. I mean, you know what I meant.
But no, I explained it when I recorded with him. You know, it's one of those things where we sit down and we talk, and if it's a subject we all want to talk about, we all talk about it. If it's a subject that two of us want to talk about, we usually don't talk about it. If it's a subject that one of us wants to talk about, we usually don't want to talk about it.
But you made a good point about it. We can't talk about puddings because John will just sit there with his arms crossed like this. Because he didn't watch it because he don't give a crap. Hey, solar panel salesman.
On his little electric scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's solar powered too.
there.
Hold on. Hey, I'm recording. I'm busy. Sorry. All right, guys. Solar panels.
Yeah, you
Now I
guys can
forgot
talk
exactly
about
what the
what-
hell we were even talking about.
I'll just hang out for a minute.
No,
Have a beer. Give me some time to reflect.
Yeah. No, I done dropped 50 G's on solar panels. I'm not doing anything else. Trying to get a Tesla battery in here. I don't want that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're
Continue.
gonna meet up. We're gonna meet up in the parking lot of JC Jeffries, and we're gonna settle this like men.
Whoa, what's going on? It's time.
We gonna fight. That's what we gonna do.
Oh yeah,
We're
no, I
gonna
don't want
settle
to fight.
this like
I
gentlemen.
don't want to fight anybody. I mean,
No, and it's
I
funny.
will if I
because-
need to.
It's funny because you say that we're not going to get mad. We're not mad about this. We talk crap. That's what we do. Matt said the same thing right up until I told him that it was all millennials' fault, and then he was mad as hell.
I did hear that. His voice changed. His voice changed. You could hear it. He got all Jimmy on you, high pitched. He told you where to
You got to
go and how
watch
to
them
do
when you
it.
get high pitched because they're ready to fight.
Yep, that's true. Proven fact.
That's when people get hit with truck doors. Anyway,
Gotta watch out.
trying to think of anything I haven't covered yet. I'm doing some electrical work on
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
How's
fair
that
lane
going?
and trying to clean up.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to. Go ahead.
No, let's hear it. Let's say, what are you doing?
So basically, there are people in this world who are good at wiring, and there are people in this world who are good at getting a car running. I can get the car running, as evidenced by the first time we put the Terminator in your car. I can get the car running. As evidenced by this time around with the Terminator, your wiring is much cleaner, much prettier. And I got to admit, it was probably a little bit contagious because
Oh, so you took it home with you.
I took it home with me. I came back
Nice,
home.
good.
I installed some safety features that I had neglected up to this point. I've been running 10 feet of battery cable with no fuse in it whatsoever.
Yeah,
Don't do
that's
that,
probably
people.
not-
Your car will catch fire.
Yeah, that's not awesome.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah.
So now I have a fuse. Now everything is.
Hey,
is
hey,
on the
you got to give a
safety
shout
side.
out. You got to give a shout out.
Yes, I do. Jimmy helped me out with that. Jimmy's our resident car audio guru
Hold on.
and electrical genius.
Not to change the subject because it's about Jimmy. Jimmy called me a while ago, and I
Okay.
responded with the text message, said, "Hey, we're recording right now. What's up?" He said, and I quote, I'm going to drive the L, the Lightning, by your house and do a big smoky burnout because I don't listen." I said, okay. I said, LOL, okay. And he said, "But first I have to go use some power steering fluid." Okay. What he's talking about is he just got this deal running again after replacing head gaskets and putting a Whipple on it and injectors and mass air and fuel pumps and all this stuff. He's been working back and forth with his tuner, to get the truck tuned. And he's on the tune right now, a cruising tune, not a wide open throttle tune, a cruising tune to go data log some stuff to send back to this guy so he can build the tune and send it back. Last time he did this is pre-Whipple. He was on a startup tune and was saying, "Man, this thing runs great." And was out doing burnouts and wide open throttle pulls and blah, 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 and blue head gaskets. That's what he means by, "I'm going to come by your house and do a big burnout because I don't listen." So we'll see.
He is that guy.
I'm hoping if he does it, it's right here in this area.
Yes. And knowing
That was-
him, he is kind of the master of stuff like that, so he probably will.
I really hope he does because it would be funny. We would have
Won't even be the first time. But no, I've been working on the car. and trying to clean up some of the wiring, trying to get everything to a more safe and sanitary environment.
It makes you feel good, doesn't it?
It does,
Does
but
it make you feel good?
I am.
It makes you feel good.
It does, but I'm going to throw this out here because I wanted to send out a text message today. I don't care. I know if nobody else listens or watches this crap, that it's our friends will. I want a shop day.
Yeah, we need to make that happen.
Let's schedule a shop day because I need help, and I'm not ever going to ask for it. So let's figure out how to make this happen. Let's get this scheduled. Let's get everybody together.
To facilitate everybody that we want there, we probably need to talk to Jimmy.
You got a point.
I mean,
because that would be the biggest parking area.
Yeah.
And then just single file line them things through there. And hey, man, this take a look at this.
Well, and he's got a lift.
I don't need a lift. The lift's not going to help me on wiring.
You don't know that. We're getting old, man. You can get that baby up chest level and swing the door open and reach into under the dash. Yeah. I don't know.
You've got a point.
Who knows? I know I need to get that bird in there to do mufflers and some frame supports. But anyway.
I wonder if that's going to affect your tune.
Nah.
Changing mufflers, opening up the exhaust a little bit?
I don't think it's going to change it enough that it won't correct itself. You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
I think that makes sense. I mean, it's going back to the tuner next week. I hope next week. So hopefully I'll have it done before then anyway. So
am I coming through as choppy as you're looking on my end? I certainly hope so.
There's times where you're pretty like, yeah, you're getting pretty choppy.
Okay. Well, then we need John back to support this show because right now we're to marketplace and I'm going to have to read these by myself.
I'll read them.
All right. So let's bust into marketplace and we may have lost John for the evening. I'm going to go.
He may have won the Publishers Clearinghouse.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me. That guy does seem to have the greatest luck of any of us. All right. I had to at least have some fun with it. We are going to change this up a little bit, but
we talked about
a bathroom air freshener. A bathroom air freshener called Putin makes me laugh. Puffy Taco Bell chip. I was just surprised to see it at $200, and the Fanta just cracks me up.
Slightly drank cold Fanta. Nice.
Somebody paid $6 for that. You know they did, just because it was that funny.
Just to have the conversation with the seller.
Yep.
Let me read this, or you got it?
Yeah. I'll read the next one. You read this one.
What we have here is a 1958 Plymouth Charger Mad Max. 1958 Plymouth over a 2014 Dodge RT Charger with all-wheel drive. It is titled as a 1958. Has all the options of a 2014 Charger. Street legal, roadworthy. Should have some further work done to make it done. Drive it as your own. Drive it as is or make your own Mad Max car. Don't have a lot of time to sell, so please no dreamers. I'm selling it for the cost of the drivetrain of the RT Charger with a Hemi and all-wheel drive. $5,500.
John, you gotta unmute yourself because I have to ask you. John, what do you think this thing's gonna look like?
Man, it's got to be a real piece of shit. Sorry.
For that money, for what it is, it's got to be.
All right.
Yeah. I was right.
Turns out
I can always count on you.
you're a wordsmith, you know.
Yeah.
He's writing a book now.
Look at that.
Be on the lookout.
Just look at it.
No.
Let's take it somewhere fancy and take pictures of it.
No.
Let's go
Look at
take
that.
some pictures of it out behind the extended stay.
Looking at this picture makes me think of that meme where it's Leo DiCaprio going whistling and pointing.
Yeah.
Because that is just a car crudely pasted over another car.
Yeah. Yeah. You reach through a cutout in the door panel to a door handle of a Charger.
So you open the
I'm
door
gonna be
to open
honest
another
with you.
door.
No, like look at the
Oh, it's cut out around the door.
You got a little square cut out where the trim used to be, and you just reach through the door panel and grab a handle and open the.
You can see the B pillar and the roof of the car on the inside.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
guys, you know all those times I've said when you have all these people with great talents and skills and they build junk.
This guy's
They
got
had
both.
they had nothing to do with this one.
Yeah. No talent and skills, all the junk.
I'm going to be completely 100% honest with you guys. I found this on Marketplace. I copied and pasted the pictures. I did everything that I thought I needed to do. And I even did not notice that there was a hole cut in the door so you could reach the door handle on the second door.
That is a pile.
So there I was, living at the extended stay. I stole me this Dodge Charger, and I went and bought this old car body for like $100. Now, boom, not a Charger anymore. Stolen Charger's gone. You can't even see that deal.
He's like, it's got the 5-lug disc brake conversion.
Yep. Can't even tell.
Oh my God.
It really is like the world's worst Halloween costume.
This is awful.
Yeah.
Awful.
It is.
It's a plastic He-Man mask is all it is.
Yeah.
You can still see the pillars from the car right here. It's wow.
Yeah.
Like there was 3 seconds worth of effort put into this.
Yeah, because you know the floor is already almost rusted out.
It has to be.
It took him 1 Sawzall blade and 2 cutoff wheels to do this.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like I watch a lot of YouTube that has guys doing like what they call a pan swap or a body swap or something like that. And this is just not anywhere near the caliber of those morons. And I enjoy watching those guys.
What do you think it weighs?
A metric ton.
I only specialize in transmissions and windshields. I have no idea.
Well, this one's cracked. Which windshield is
This
cracked?
This one's cracked. You're right.
You have 2 windshields?
Speaking
I
of
don't
crack,
know.
This one's got 2 windshields. It's double the price, man.
yeah, it's double safe.
I don't even know where to go with this.
What a pile.
right.
Did I say that already? Because it feels like that.
It's pretty
That
bad.
price 2 times.
I want to just say my description. I called it.
You nailed it.
Nailed it.
All right. I will. John, do you want to read this or you want me to read this?
Man, I think this is going to be a really nice car. 72 Ford Country Squire, 9,500 doll hairs. Is it a gasser, a truck, a station wagon? It's all 3. with a whole bunch of nostalgia all rolled up in one very unique vehicle. It's 1972 wagon with her original 390 cubic inch unknown actual mileage of rock 4-barrel HEI and dual exhaust is sitting on a 1960 Ford F-250 dually with new lettered truck tires. They got letters. The front tires are showing some age. The rear end is bagged for towing. She's set up to tow anything. You can pull a trailer house. The front straight axle, reminiscent of the old gasser area of the 60s drag culture, handles well. The punctuation is horrific in this ad, I got to say. This creature appears to have been built in California in the mid-2000s. The paint is fading with the top coat peeling. Mechanically, she needs some love. Little things like turn signal arm needs fixed. The car is running and drives well. The brakes could also use some attention. She still stops great, just pulls a bit. Could be better for either a 50-year-old wagon or a 65-year-old dually. Yeah, I guess I see what you're saying there, fella. Come take a ride. This thing has a bunch of articles written about it over the years. I'll post some of the comments. She seems to have won a lot of shows in her day. I'm hoping to sell her, but I'm into trades too. Thank you for your consideration. I just want to say, when you got something weird AF and you say I'm into trades and don't put anything in the description there, like, man, you're really opening yourself up there.
Yeah, it's difficult to figure out what somebody is going to want to trade for a
gas or truck wagon.
Yeah,
that is everything I thought it was going to be. I'm gonna tell you, 100% buy this over that last heap.
Yeah, if this had a 12 valve Cummins in it, I'm buying it for my daily.
Yeah, I mean, could be a Power Stroke deal. That'd be good.
True.
Basically anything to pull a trailer. Can you imagine pulling the wagon with a wagon?
That's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what yeah.
Man, could you imagine pulling like a 24-foot enclosed with a wagon?
Oh, man.
People would shit a chicken. Be chickens all over the interstate as you go by. There's chickens everywhere. Oh, this deal's cool.
I do.
Cream puff.
This is what gets me. Like, this thing is so clean. It looks like a time capsule, all except for the wheel and the shifter and that, I'm guessing, Jensen CD player.
See, but the question, go ahead.
No, I was just saying that's where your Holly ECU goes.
Yeah. Yeah.
The question I have is what caused it to wind up in the predicament that it's in? It doesn't look like this wagon had all that much damage. It doesn't look like it was a problem.
Damage. It was good.
Rotted frame, blown out motor.
That could be it. That does make sense. It would have been a full frame car, so that does make sense. The interior is just perfect, though. The brass knuckle shifter really set it off.
Yeah, the shifter and the wheel are the only two things I'm not super digging. The rest of it, I'm down like 4 flats. Let's go.
Paint it green, put the family truckster on the back.
I'm not against that.
Not sure I'd change much there.
All right. I'll read this one. 29 Ford Model A, $20,000. Got a true steel body 29 Model A hot rod with a healthy 355. It has 350 turbo with a Ford 8.8 rear end, 4-wheel disc brakes. It is a super cool car and gets lots of attention. It gets tons of attention everywhere it goes. I'm mostly looking to trade $20K. I really thought this was going to look different than it does. The motorcycle front tires on the back really make me wonder how healthy that 355 is.
Cook them tires. Why do you need an 8.8 if you're just going to run 3.5-inch wide tire?
Yeah, you don't need anything. You could use a number 2 pencil back there. It'd be fine.
Right. Made my drive shaft out of PVC. I like the look of it.
I do too.
It's got a really good look. Not an 8.8 guy, which is fine. Not everybody has to be, but it's got an 8.8. So won't we put some meats back there? And then won't we put a front tire on it that don't make me scared for my life if I'm going to try to go around the corner? After that, it's no longer just a fairgrounds cruiser. We can take this rig to town. Pick up some, not pudding, but ice cream.
I like the dash.
I'm very fond of that as well.
I like the dash. I like the console. I don't know about the choice of cowhide, but whatever.
Really? I'm digging it. The outside has a cowhide look to it. The rust.
I'm not saying I would rip it out as soon as I got it, but probably eventually down the road that would.
Really?
I don't know. I do like the inserts in the door panels though.
Now, let me throw this out here just because I feel like it needs to be said. John, on a previous episode, we showed you some vinyl that you can pick up at your local. What is the
Hobby Lobby.
place? Hobby Lobby. Thank you. You can pick up
Yeah.
the vinyl that looks like the Chevy C10 door.
Yeah.
This is also available at Hobby Lobby.
The cowhide?
Yes.
I'll be dipped.
I expect to see that on the inside of the Nova next time I see it.
I mean, wish granted. I don't know if it would clash with the Nova, but I think I would rather have my arm on some nice cowhide than I mean, I think the fur would be soft than the aluminum burning my armpit.
The good thing is with this theme, like you'll be able to rock those chaps you're always wanting to wear.
Yeah.
I wear mine anyway, whatever.
All right. As soon as John gets off the phone, I'm going to have him read this last one because it is near and dear to us.
Look at this guy. I recognize
the Bluebird of Happiness.
The Bluebird of Happiness. 1974 Chevy Nova hatchback. $4,500 hairs. Screaming deal. 1974 Nova, clean title and tag up to date. 383 strokers, skip white aluminum heads. Holly Sniper EFI, comp cam, big mother thumper. Turbo 400 with shift kit, tubular control arms, new radiator and electric fans, Jegs wheels, aftermarket fuel cell, Optima battery. Does not currently run, needs fuel lines replaced, probably fuel pump as well. I doubt it. Ran great when parked, but fuel line dry rotted. Not a head turner by any means, but is fun. Welded rear end, stock gears, rust in the quarter panels, original bench seat, 4,500. Open to trades for enclosed trailer. Now, that being said, if you have a shitty old four-wheeler, just don't message. It clearly says enclosed trailer.
Oh, how am I going to break it to my wife that I just spent $4,500? So, just to be clear, John, you're very familiar with this car.
Yes.
Bro, as you are too, right? This car, did it run pretty good though when it was running? For real?
Yeah. No, this car belongs to a buddy of mine. We drove to Hutchinson, Kansas, and bought it in a super shady deal what felt like. I don't know why all my Facebook things are, but it had a 305 with a tunnel ram and 2 4-barrels. The back end was like jacked way up because he needed that super good stance. And the only reason he was selling it is because he was having trouble keeping up with all his buddies with big block cars. It's going to be a problem for most guys with a 305 with 2 4-barrels.
Yeah.
Had a super rowdy cam. It sounded really cool. It was black. It was fogged flat black.
Yes.
Now all the flat black's been sanded off. The stance has been corrected. It's got the Jegs wheels. The motor is actually steel crank, good rods, SRP pistons, flat top SRP forged pistons, the skip wide aluminum heads. Probably hundreds of miles, not thousands, on all of that. The Turbo 400 we picked up we did the shift kit, put it all together. It's a really cool cruiser, super fun. It's like 2.5-inch exhaust, Flowmasters. It's got the gas tank is actually the like a C10 fuel cell that goes between the frame rails. We just bolted it straight up to the frame. It worked out flawlessly. I think it's got like a Holly blue pump on it. The fuel pump can't be bad. The fuel lines. So what the deal is with the fuel lines is they're like some people, Amazon fuel lines, the stainless braided stuff. And like it was cool for about a year. And then just like mine did about a year in, you go out one day, you hit the fuel pump, and the fuel line just starts leaking. Mine started at the ends, and then the whole middle leaked. So his did the same thing. The fuel lines just completely rot off if you like the Amazon crappy fuel lines.
Now,
I need this car in about 3 months. And I will give you a completely different car.
Yeah. No, it's a solid base. It's got good bones, a lot of starter stuff. Or just like if you're like me and really don't care what something looks like, just cruise and have fun.
Yeah, you put that nitrous on.
Throw a carpet kit in that deal. Maybe a nitrous kit.
I have one. I have a spare kit.
I actually still have. I put a rear end together for it and never put it in there. So there's a 9-inch in my
I've
shed.
got a whole plate kit with a standalone fuel system and fuel pump and regulator. I got all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, it's got a really it's like a late model block with a early style crank. So it's got the 1-piece to 2-piece conversion deal on it, and then a really good set of roller rockers, stud girdle. Don't need it, but if you got it, you might as well put it. Has the cool gold valve covers. It was just a cool little deal to put together.
and if you're looking that car up, it's if you're on Marketplace, you're going to want to focus on Grove, Oklahoma.
Yep.
I like that car, and I'm kind of sad that I could go get it.
Yeah.
That's not. I mean, the $4,500 isn't the issue.
Yeah.
But
where are you gonna stick it? What are you gonna do?
I could go get that Nova.
Yeah.
Or that $4,500 is supposed to end up under the hood of this thing. So for future stuff going on.
Very well could.
So what do? My boy does need a first car. So what I do is I go buy a Nova, and then I give him my truck to drive.
All right. So go look at that car. Get on Marketplace. Go find that. I think we need to focus a little bit more on cars we actually want. So I'm
Agreed.
taking suggestions.
Good idea, bro.
No, ain't my idea. We talked about this the other night. But I wanted to say that I'm taking suggestions. Most of the people who send in suggestions for this show usually send in like the prison toilet or the brown toilet bowl or just crazy random used furry costumes. Please stop doing that and send us stuff that we actually want to purchase.
Even knowing that I have no business buying them, cars like that are the ones I like looking at on Marketplace.
Yeah.
Stuff that is a project that you look at that and you spend a few minutes in your head going, all right, here's a list of stuff I'm going to do. As soon as I get that deal,
Yep.
I'm going to go cruise that deal around.
I've got a gallon of primer and a bunch of sandpaper ready.
Yeah.
I looked at a car today, and it took everything I had not to drive the ugliest car ever made home tonight because it was a reasonable price, and it was.
You looked at an Aztec?
Yeah,
Weirdo.
good priced Aztec out in P Ridge.
No, I actually looked at a probably one of the cleanest examples of an AMC Pacer today.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, it was like a 74, and I fell in love with it. It was absolutely gorgeous. There was a little spot of bodywork that needed to be done, but man, really nice.
What is your deal? What is your damn deal with tiny cars?
I have no idea.
You want all these little baby cars. You want a tracker.
I do want a tracker. I found a tracker this week. I almost
squeeze yourself into an S10. Come on, dude.
Yeah.
Single cab S10.
Go get another Saturn. Just do it right.
It's not a horrible idea.
Yes, it is.
No, I drug home a 302 in the back of my truck today, and basically the wife just stared at me for a solid 10 minutes. She's like, "What in the world are we going to do with that?" And I went, "Oh,
I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked, honey.
We have a 2010 Mazda 3. I'm going to go ahead and put it in there."
Yeah.
No, listen.
You got an 8.8. You got a Mazda 3. You got now a 302. You got some heads for the 302. I bet you got a transmission squirreled away over there. Come on.
It's not a horrible idea.
I got a lot more Ford stuff too.
Yeah, nobody wants that crap.
Whoa.
Just kidding.
I was given the okay by the wife that if I want to build a pro truck, stadium truck, she fully supports it. As long as I actually take it to the events and go race it.
Dang.
She told me go for it. I'm not going to do it.
I'd have a hard time turning that down.
Because to build one that I would want would have to be a lot like Devin's old one. Yes. And I would have to sell something to. Oh, Jesus. Here he is. You're going to hear a burnout. Nope. There he goes. Oh, I hope you guys heard that.
Yep.
He has perfect timing because on that note, I'm going to wrap this thing up. Anything you guys want to throw in here before we close it?
Nope.
Moutsky.
Night.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and good night.
Everybody love everybody.